Hey everybody, welcome to AnyScale Modelling Painting. In today's video I'm going to show you how I painted up the my version of an Idris Gaslands car. It's pretty simple steps. The car itself has been assembled with all the weaponry and all the armour plating and stuff, and I will do a video in the future on sort of how to customise and put your own plastic and stuff, just to give it that post-apocalyptic feel. Next step, just primed it with a grey primer, obviously colour optional. I just had the primer lying around. So yeah, that's basically it. We'll put some base coats down and get cracking. So first step, I'm going to put some stripes down it. So the MECHANICUS standard grey from CITADEL will be the colour of the stripes. So I applied that to down the middle, just a line, slightly off centre there, as you can see. Give that a coat and then probably leave that paint a little bit longer than the normal ones, because I'm going to be putting some 2mm masking tape over the top, and obviously just let the paint adhere to the primer, because you don't want to pull the tape off and sort of bring your paint with you. Tamiya masking tape's pretty good, but if you put it on and the paint's still wet, it will pull it off a little bit. Next colour you'll need is MEPHISTON red. I watered this down slightly and give it a couple of coats, and then just coat the entire car with the MEPHISTON red, and we'll move on to the next step. So this is what it looked like after a couple of coats of the MEPHISTON red. Obviously if you're using this sort of technique, you know, any colour you fancy. I went for Idris and I think they're sort of a reddy colour, so I went with red to see what it came out like. And that's basically that. We'll move on to a few more little base coats in a minute. As you can see, I've done the weaponry, the bonnet, hood and the tyres. For the weaponry I used CITADEL's lead belcher, and for the tyres I used CITADEL ABADDON black, but any black, grey, whichever way you want to go. Yeah, and that's it. And then basically the next step, I'm going to put a few decals on, just to add a bit more detail. So these are the decals I had lying around, just random sort of military and all sorts of stuff. So if you've got any decals or any transfers, never throw them away, because they'll always come in. And you can see there I've just stuck some numbers on the side and some little writing as well. Just adds a bit more detail to it. I use the Microset and the Microsol solutions. If you've never used it, it helps the decal stick and blend in, gives it more of a painted on look to the car. Then I applied just a matte varnish over the top just to seal them in, and then I moved on to a wash. So the wash I used was Strong Tone from Army Painter. This is pretty much, I think, Agrax Earthshade from CITADEL, or any sort of washes really, just to add a bit of dirt, a bit of grime to it. Just coat the entire model. Be quite generous, get it all in them recesses, and give it an hour or so to dry, and then we'll move on to some highlights. So this is the car with the wash dried, and as you can see, it's really darkened it up. Next step you're going to need is get your MEPHISTON red back out. Thin your paint down a little bit and don't put too much on the end of your brush. And just pick out those raised edges, sort of the panel lines and around the wheel arches and stuff, and on top of all your paneling and stuff, all your armour plating and stuff. Yeah, basically just don't go too mad with it. Just obviously pick like I said, the raised highlights, and you'll be amazed what sort of difference it'll make. So yeah, that's the first step of the highlight, and then we'll move on to the next one. So as you can see, just with putting the extra bit of MEPHISTON red, you can really start to see the sort of the highlights working and making it look a bit better. Next one, I got CITADEL Evil SUNZ SCARLET, which is obviously a brighter red than the MEPHISTON. And this one, you don't want to go as mad with it, you just want to go sort of these extreme highlights just around the corners, sort of the more prominent sort of bits that are sticking out, but you know, like the wider bit of the wheel arch and stuff, just where you think the sun or the light would hit it, just on the end there and across all the corners. That's pretty much all the red's done. We're going to highlight all the metal parts next with, I think, STORMHOST silver, and then basically that's the sort of last step, and that's the model done really. So it probably took me, I don't know, take drying time out, probably an hour, if that. So it just goes to show, once your model itself's built, you can pretty much knock these out pretty quick if you've got a game or anything coming up. But yeah, that's basically the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed that. Some stills at the end, just to show you the finished work. But yeah, cheers. So that's the end of the video, so I hope you like that, and if you do, just hit that like button. If you've got any questions, comments or anything you want me to cover, stick it in the comments below, and I will get back to you. And if you like the channel, subscribe. Also, you can support on my Patreon page as little as $1 a month, and in you doing so will just help me create more content, more giveaways and stuff. But as always, hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you again next time.